you're in Braves country. welcome in. Todd Titchener is your home plate umpire for tonight's game. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Beautiful night here in Sacramento. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of the A's versus the Red Sox. We are just about set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Sacramento. First pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back out of play. Jaron Duran, the batter, batting .257, 14 home runs. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. A's wearing their green tops with gold writing, white pants, green belts, white shoes. 99 miles an hour inside. 1-1. Red Sox are wearing their road grays. Boston across the front in red. 1-1. Whoa, inside. Calling it a sweeper. That looked like a wiffle ball pitch. The 2-1, swing fouls it away. 2-2. First time we've seen Luis Morales. This ought to be fun. Nothing, your score just getting underway. Second game of a doubleheader. We'll do a little bit of version of a roll call here in a second. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the high heat up top. 98 miles an hour. One away. Man, this kid's got some stuff. Only thing that I know about him, to be honest, I have him in my dynasty and my other fantasy baseball leagues. So I've seen his numbers, but I've never actually seen him pitch because he's always pitching so late. First pitch to Bregman is right there, top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 98 misses high. 1-0. He's going to be going head-to-head tonight with Garrett Crochet. The 1-1, swing, pops it up. It'll stay in play. Giving chase is the hind catcher, Shane Langoliers, ex-Atlanta Brave. F2 in your scorecard, 2 down. Two down. Back to work goes Morales. The first pitch on the way is that sweeper again. This one looks a little more normal. It's 1-0. Trevor Story, the batter, 23 home runs, 89 RBI, a 7.44 OPS. One of 4 players in Major League Baseball, 20 plus, 75 plus. Is the 1-1. The swing and a missed strike evens up the count. The 1-1 misses high. 2-0. Two 2-1 count. 90 up top, did not get the call. Looks like Titcher blew that one for sure. 3-1. Todd Titchener is behind home plate. First base umpire Nestor Seja. Second base will be manned by James Jean. It's the 3-1 right there for a strike. Full count. And down the third base line, it's Adam Hamari. Full count, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, just getting going here. Swing! That ball's belted deep into left field. She gone. A solo shot, and the Boston Red Sox have taken the early 1-0 lead over the youngster. That ball got out in a hurry. A hanger, a banger. 1-0 your score. 404 feet later. One nothing Boston. First pitch on the way was a ball inside after hitting for the strike. It's 1-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Daniel Lowe, the batter. First baseman for the Red Sox. The 1-1 up top. Did he go around? No dice, says third base umpire Adam Hamari. The 2-1 right there for a strike, 2-2. The 2-2 from Morales. 98 up top. Full count. Morales continuing to work quickly. He'll bring it. Swing! That ball smoked up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman over there to first. A two-hopper. Did he get him? He got him. Good defensive play over there by Zach Geloff, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox are looking to see if they want to challenge it. I don't think they'll challenge it. It's going to be difficult to call that because of the angle of the camera. He might have beat it out, but we'll be back in a flash. 1-0 Boston.
Well, here's what I think you should do. You should write letters to all of the people in your life who have wronged you, but who you don't want to have in your life anymore, and then throw them in the fire and burn them. Okay, but what do I do with the letter?
What would you say is your #1 holiday film that you have to watch every year?
My favorite holiday film, you know what? It's got to be Elf. Because once again, Jon Favreau, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and Will Ferrell just knocking it out the park.
Could have said your own movie.
Do I have a Christmas movie? Which one is mine? Oh, The Holiday! Obviously The Holiday. Nancy Myers, genius. Let's do this.
We're baseball players. I'm going to buy a brand new wood bat, take one swing, and it's going to snap.
We're baseball players. I spend more time warming up than I actually do playing catch.
We're baseball players. We're all addicted to caffeine.
We're baseball players. I'm going to overthrow you in catch play and say, that's my bad. But in reality, don't care.
We're baseball players. We wear Oakleys everywhere we go because how are you going to know I'm raw at baseball? We're baseball players. I'm going to go down looking on 3 pitches, and when the dugout asks how the pitcher was, I'm going to say he sucks. We're baseball players. I'm going to bring a fresh bag of seeds to the game, and they're going to be gone by the end.
We're baseball players. We're going to reference the movie Benchwarmers anytime we get a chance.
What are you doing?
Eating day-old donuts. My friend Terrence, he's the manager. He leaves them out back for me.
Why?
It's called eating your feelings, ass bag. Mom's gonna walk into the bus till I'm 40, all right?
If you ever want to break into Randy Johnson's house, you might want to think again. When being interviewed about gun violence in 1995, Johnson was quoted as saying, "I don't own a gun, but I keep a bag of baseballs near our bed. If someone breaks in, they better be wearing a batting helmet because I'm going to throw out their head."
For over half a century, I've had to live with the fact that I dropped a ball in a World Series. Oh yes, you're the guy that dropped that fly ball, aren't you? For years and years, whenever I'd be introduced to somebody, they'd start saying something and then stop, you know. Afraid of hurting my feelings.
John McGraw felt so bad for his center fielder that he raised Snodgrass's salary $1,000.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Garrett Crochet to start the night. Right there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 followed up with the ball inside. And the 1-1. Cutter misses. 2-1. Garrett Crochet with the high leg kick. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Sweeper down and in. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the 96 heat on the outer edge. 1 away. Good pitch. We've seen him a few times in Braves country. First pitch on the way. Swing, bangs it down the line. Brent Rooker, the batter. Cutter on the inside track. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 96. Just misses. The 1-1 count. Kicks inside. Red Sox lead it 1-0. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, bangs it over to first. On it is Lowe. He'll step on the pillow. 2 down. Two up, 2 down. Left to right across the outfield for the Red Sox tonight will be Duran, Rafael, and Sogard. Around the horn, left to right, Bregman, Story, Gonzalez, and Lowe. Narvaez is behind the plate, and of course Crochet is on the bump. First pitch to the left-handed bat of Nick Kurtz is right there. Just misses outside. It's 0-1. Follows that up with heater inside, 96 miles an hour. (2-0), 87 below the knees. (2-1) count. Swing and a miss. 96 on his right there on his hands. 2-2. The 2-2. 96 just misses zone ball. 3-2. Full count, lefty-lefty matchup. Crochet, the high leg kick, and caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 95 right there on the inner track. We'll be back in a flash. 1-0 Boston. We go to the second.
This is a message to everybody who lives in my head rent-free. I'm going to need some rent. I know it's hard out here for everybody, but I am going to need that rent plus a $500 deposit. I know, but I'm going to need that ASAP, like by the 1st, or you got to kick rocks. But as you know, it's very spacious, you know what I'm saying? No pet fee, and I'm going to have somebody come and look at all those loose screws.
What can I say? I guess you're on to me. You said you'd take a bullet for me. You'd never take a bullet for me. Probably not. No one ever takes a bullet. It's just something people say that they don't mean, like, how was your day? Or we'll stop if it hurts.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. When the Dodgers beat the Giants in the 2021 NLDS, it was Max Scherzer who closed out the game. Because the score was 2-1, Scherzer was credited with a save. It was the very first save of Scherzer's 16-year-long professional career. In 1980, the legendary Willie Mays was actually banned from baseball. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn learned that Mays had taken a job at a casino and was concerned that he would gamble, even though he only worked there as a greeter. The ban didn't last long and was reversed 5 years later in 1985.
If you have to pick up something heavy, don't ask for any help. Throw your back out. Be a man.
In 1912, Boston fans had both a championship and a bright new ballpark to boast about. It was there they had beaten the New York Giants, and fans were convinced it had brought them good luck. Built in a marshy area called the Fens, the park's most prominent features included a badly sloping left field that was called Duffy's Cliff because Red Sox left fielder Duffy Lewis had learned to play it so well. The left field wall was just 320 feet from home plate and was very friendly to right-handed hitters and very damaging to the windows of store owners across the street.
Welcome back. Good to see everybody in the chat. Sorry, I was busy. I couldn't look at any of the chat when we first started. Still trying to get lineups down and everything going from one game to another. But I think we got our footing underneath us. Good to see Iron Lung and Brian and Raymond. 1-1 count. Morales goes back to work, 22 pitches in. Had a little bit of a long first inning. Swing and a miss, 97. 1-2. Man, he is just smooth. He has got some good stuff. I'm sure, Brian. Who else is in here? 1-2. Pops it up. Can of corn over by first base, making the easy catch over there is Kurtz. One away. Peta, good to see you. If you're new to the channel, all you gotta do is subscribe. You can jump into the chat. Good to see you, Nicholas. First pitch on the way to Yoshida. He swung on and banged down the line. That's going to be a base hit. And the Red Sox have one on and one out. Good hard hit ball down the line. Cutting it off was Rooker to keep it to a one-bagger. Morales comes set, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Rafaela is a sweeper right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rafaela batting .245, 16 home runs on the year. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Count. .98-mile-an-hour fastball swatted into the stands. We'll do it again. Red Sox lead this 1-0 if you're just joining us. Solo home run by Trevor Story did the damage in the first inning. 404 feet over the left field wall. The 0-2, 97. Up top, 1-2. 1-2 count. Sweeper misses high. 2-2. His sweeper, I mean, once again, I call that a whiffle. That thing moves, it bends. It's crazy. The 2-2. Outside wide, full count. Doesn't have the typical slow movement that most sweepers have. It's kind of basically a flattened out curve. With the payoff pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. This thing's got some giddy up in it. And though it's only coming in at around low 80s, it looks like it's taking a cut and a dive at the last second. It's probably why his strikeout totals have been so good so far. The payoff pitch. Did he go around? They checked down the line. And he did not. Ball 4. So Morales is on the rocks a little bit, down by 1, and now runners at first and second with 1 out. That'll bring Sogard to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Sogard takes the first pitch, 96. High and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Does this thing stop moving? The 3D? The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on, chopped up the middle. Here comes a run around to score. And the Red Sox have taken a 2-0 lead. Hard hit ball right up the middle. RBI single for Sogard. We try to get this screen straightened out. It's an internal thing with MLB. It's got nothing to do with us, in case you're new to it. They're going to have a quick chat out there on the mound with Morales. Youngster on the ropes a little bit. Once again, I cannot believe that the Athletics allowed Severino to dictate when he was going to pitch. Morales was supposed to pitch yesterday, and a temper tantrum was thrown. His first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Turner Narvaez, the number 9 hitter, it's 0-1. Hopefully that straightens it out for a while. Swung on, fouled straight back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Boston leads it 2-0. The 0-2, did he go around? Man, they're not giving anything down there. First base umpire, Nestor Seja. I don't think he's a Morales fan. He said 3 check swings there on Morales is not given any. That is highly unusual in today's baseball. 1-2's fouled straight back. We'll do it again. The last one did not look like he went around, but he hasn't given anything. 1-2 count. 2 on. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the sweeper. That one did fall down like a sweeper, like your typical sweeper. Bending down, doing a nosedive off the kitchen table. 2 down. Two on, 2 out, and back to the top of the order. Jaron Duran, the batter, first pitch, 97. Man, he is getting pinched tonight. It's 1-0. 1-0. Someone needs to give Todd Titchener a heads up that even with two good pitchers on the mound, you're going to need to have a fairly honest strike zone in this ballpark or you're going to be here all night long. 1-0 right there for a strike up top. It's 1-1. The 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Changeup misses below the knees. 2-1. Boston 2, Athletics nothing. They no longer go by the Oakland moniker, but as a 2-1 misses high, 3-1. The only chant we could find that we could put together during the break was a "Let's Go Oakland," so that's what we're using for them. If that offends the Sacramento Athletic fans, I'm sorry, but y'all got to get a chant together or something because we looked everywhere. 3-1 swing. That ball sliced into left field. That's down for a base hit. Here comes the throw into the infield. The runner will score, but they got the runner coming around from first in a rundown, and he'll get tagged out just before third base. That'll end the inning. But not before the Red Sox put two more on the board. It's 3-0. We go to the bottom of the second inning.
There are some girls that can manage time and some girls that can manage money. I'm neither of those girls because I'm going to be late and broke.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us. On this date in 1885, George H. Rawlings patents a close-fitting baseball glove that features padding made of felt and rubber in the fingers, thumb, and palm. The owner of the St. Louis sporting goods store invented the padded equipment to prevent players from bruising their hands when catching a ball. On this date, 1939, the great Bob Feller, with his 12-1 victory over the St. Louis Browns, becomes the youngest modern-era player to win 20 games in a season. The 20-year-old Cleveland Indians fireballer finishes the season 24-9 while posting an ERA of 2.85. The 8-time All-Star Bullet Bob, or Rapid Robert, will lose 3 peak seasons of his career when he leaves to fight for his nation in World War II from 1941 to 1945. And on this date in 1998, St. Louis Cardinal first baseman Mark McGwire connects off of Cub hurler Steve Traxel, sending a 341-foot line drive over the left field wall for his historic 62nd home run of the season, breaking the single-season home run record set by 1961 Roger Maris. Big Mac's historic homer comes in the 4th inning of a nationally televised game, but has been a very disputable record as McGwire and his link to PEDs tarnished his career along with other contemporaries. Welcome back. First pitch on the way, 95 high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires, 95 inside. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Red Sox lead it 3-0. Strike up top, 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. High heat, 1 away. One up, one down. First pitch on the way to Wilson is a strike up top. Four-seamer, it's 0-1. The 0-1 swing. That ball's belted down the line, but foul. 0-2. Talked about this the last time we did a game in Oakland, but man, it looks like a fun place to watch a game. Not Oakland, I'm sorry, Sacramento. It looks like a fun spot to watch a game because they have is the 0-2 down and in. Took something off that sweeper. We'll do it again. They got like a little party tent out there. Is the 1-2 swing. That ball's banged through the infield, through for a base hit, and the A's got something rocking and rolling here. Hard hit ball through the infield, diving attempt by Lowe. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Soderstrom, the batter, first pitch, swing and a miss, 91 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, bangs it foul off his instep. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Soderstrom betting 276 on the year. Lefty-lefty matchup. Crochet brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 97 up there in his kitchen. High heat. 2 down. This guy is fun to watch. One on, 2 outs. That'll bring the right-handed bat of Hernandez to the plate. He takes the first swing, bangs it off the ground. It's 0-1. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs for Darell Hernandez. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chasing the sweeper down around his kneecaps. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Swing, lifts it, and soft liner into the glove of the second baseman Gonzalez, and that'll end the inning. So they get one on, but can't do anything with it. We will go to the top of the 3rd inning. Boston leading the Athletics 3-0.
Question for ladies. Who do you talk to when you're not okay?
Myself. That's probably why I'm not okay.
Mike Mussina is a Hall of Famer. On top of being an elite player, he was also very intelligent. He graduated from Stanford with a degree in economics and was almost the valedictorian of his high school. According to some reports, Mussina lowered his grades a little in order to avoid giving a commencement speech.
Look, you gotta get it through your head. It's not coming back to you.
Why?
Because you slept with someone else!
Yeah, like a month ago. God!
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get up.
That's not how a field sobriety test works, sir.
There is no greater optimist in baseball than President Charles Hercules Ebbets of the Brooklyn Club. For 30 years, he's been in baseball, and all that time he has had confidence in the Brooklyn fan. Through many seasons of losses and disappointments, he has carried the Trolley Dodgers, losing money year after year, when those about him lost faith in the game as a paying proposition. But the confidence of Mr. Ebbets has never been shaken. He believed years ago, as he does today, that Brooklyn is a major league city and that it would support a good team. New York Times.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Bregman is fouled off for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Come set. Nasty sweeper. 0-2. The 0-2 from Morales. Swing. Bangs it over to third. Should be an easy play for Schumann. He'll fire it over to first to Kurtz. 5-3, one down. What you'll get from Morales, we've seen it already at a heavy clip, is that fastball, the four-seamer, comes out averaging around 97, but he can top up towards triple digits. First pitch is a sweeper. Trevor Story hit a home run as the first time up. It's 1-0. Then he throws that sweeper, and then he's got a change and a slider. That's his four-pitch mix. 1-0, swing and a miss. Sweeper up top off the edge. Evens up the count at 1-1. That four-seamer, 54% of the time, you don't see that a lot from a starter. 1-1, chops it over to third, fires it over to first, 5-3. Good arm over there on Schumann, man. He threw a bullet. Tell you what, this athletics team, they're going to be fun to watch the next few years. They've got a lot of young talent, and they are going to be coming into their own when they hit Las Vegas here in a few seasons. First pitch to Lowe is swung on, and this will be a really quick inning. 4-3 put out. 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash. Hayes will see if they can crack onto the scoreboard when we return.
This guy asked me on a date, and then he never got back to me. It's been a day.
He moved on, probably with someone better, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, sorry, that sounds pretty good. You're probably just out with the old in with the new.
Are you serious?
Probably prettier than you too.
Oh my god.
You look like a giant turd right now.
Michael Conforto's mother is an Olympic gold medalist. Tracy Ruiz Conforto was a synchronized swimmer in the 80s and won 2 gold medals in the Olympics along with a silver medal. Tracy was inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame in 1993, the same year that Michael Conforto was born.
If you were a bird, where would you fly? I'd fly to my favorite place, the DMV. We haven't heard a peep out of you.
If I was a bird, I'd fly into a ceiling fan.
Over the years, Brooklyn would be represented by many teams with many names. The Atlantics and Excelsiors, the Bridegrooms, Bushwicks and Superbas, the Tip Tops, after the baker of Tip Top bread who owned them for a time, the Robins, after their manager Wilbert Robinson, the Trolley Dodgers, and finally, just the Dodger.
The story of the Brooklyn Dodgers is a story of one of the 5 boroughs in New York. Brooklyn was an independent city to itself until 1898. It was one of the great cities. It was a city with a population bigger than Chicago. But because of the subway, because of the bridges, because of the water and electric facilities, the state forced Brooklyn into the city of New York in 1898. And Brooklyn didn't want to be in the city of New York. New York had the tall buildings and this, that, and the other, and the railroad stations and Broadway. Brooklyn was just well, they call it the bedroom of New York. But the one thing that they had in Brooklyn was a baseball club called the Dodgers. And the whole borough of Brooklyn centered its love and attention on the Dodgers and used the Dodgers against the tall buildings of Manhattan.
Welcome back. Garrett Crochet goes back to work. First pitch on the way is in the dirt. It's 1-1. Yeah, Iron Light, I don't know if you heard it earlier, but I was trying to shout out to someone who was listening to us from Michigan, and her mom was a Seattle fan during the weekend. Anyways, that's one example of the many of them that we get. They'll find us, I guess, because it's scrolling somewhere. They'll find us on the on our X account, but for whatever reason, a lot of them don't. They don't like to create or chat on YouTube. I don't really know what it is. I mean, I don't get it because I've got a separate YouTube account that has nothing to do with this one that I watch all my shows on and stuff, and I chat away on that damn thing all the time when I go into. Strikeout there for Garrett Crochet to start the inning. 5 strikeouts on the day for Crochet. Morales with 2. Yeah, I don't know. We've tried different things to try, and that's one of the reasons why we started the like contest that they do pretty regularly. When you see all the likes in the box when it first starts, it's coming from the radio stations. It doesn't get them to chat. When we've tried things to chat, you can't get them to. They either want to or they don't. The 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Now, I know quite a few of them during the regular hours are listening when they're at work, and that's why they don't chat. And, of course, it is, if you're an A's fan out west, it's still pretty early. The 1-2 from Crochet. Outside wide 2-2. It was really bad with the football when we used to do the college football play-by-plays. Man, I couldn't get anybody. They were all just in there checking the scores. I think they were all gamblers. The 2-2. Lifted down the line. Do it again. Yeah, I realize that. Just before 8 p.m. out there, it's weird for me. I mean, I lived out there for a little bit. I get the concept. It's just weird for me to think about it. I hated the way the ball games came on when I worked out there, lived out there, because it was the 2-2 swing. That ball sliced through the infield. They had Schumann played on a shift, and it's going to be a 1-out single for the Athletics. I worked at a cafe restaurant business out there, and I would get off work around 5 or 6, get home. By the time I got home, the Braves would be in the 8th inning. I'd be like, this sucks, man. I can't do this. Langoliers bangs the first pitch foul down the line. It's 0-1. It's really terrible when you're a football fan because you get up at like, God bless, 6, 7 in the morning on a Sunday and the pregame shows are on. You're like, bleh. I can't even think about sporting events at that time. The 0-1 foul back. It's 0-2. And it was weird, too, because you would go out to the bars. And I was so used to, when living back east, I was so used to, whenever we went to the bars, one of the main things we did when we got the beers is we look for a TV, check the scores, kind of shoot the bull with all our friends and everything. You weren't always necessarily just locked into the game, but it was there as a centerpiece of before the bars really got hopping. That was far from the truth out west. The 0-2 swing and a miss. I guess he got a piece of that. Stay alive. The ball hit off of him. I thought he missed it altogether and hit him, but I guess he just got a piece of it. Langoliers, Shea Langoliers, he was Once an Atlanta Brave big prospect, one of the many prospects we have sent to Oakland, now Sacramento. The 0-2 pops it up high in the sky. Camping underneath it is Jaron Duran for out number 2. Brian, you're in the Central Time Zone, right? That's still my favorite time zone for sports. I don't think people realize like how cool it is to have the Braves would start a little after 6 o'clock. First pitch on the way to Rooker, Brent Rooker, who's 0 for 1, takes a swing and a miss. High heat up top, it's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. 82 at the knees, 0-2. The Braves would play, I guess it's 6:15 now, but back in the day is the 0-2 swing, lifted into center field. Drifting back, making the catch is Raphael, and that'll end the inning. A's get one on, but can't do anything with it. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 4th we go. Morales will go back to work here in Sacramento.
So explain to me why I found naked pictures of other women on the computer.
Because you're nosy?
At Fenway Park, there is a lone red seat in the right field bleachers. The seat signifies the longest home run ever hit in the ballpark. The home run was hit by Ted Williams in 1946 and was officially measured at 502 feet.
No, I'm good.
Stop talking. You're rambling.
I'm sorry.
Okay, just get to the point.
No, I'm gonna. I'm just saying I wasn't selling that kid drugs, dude. That's messed up.
Then what were you doing?
Dude, I wasn't even selling them drugs. I was buying it from him. That's support an entrepreneur. That's not bad. All right, I would not sell drugs to a kid, but I'll buy a kid's drug. That's taking drugs from the kids. I'm taking drugs out of the kids' hands and giving them supporting an entrepreneur, dude.
You're talking about like it's a lemonade stand.
No, that's what I said. I was like, dude, you should be slick selling lemonade too. You get the dry mouth, then you come back for lemonade, you're doubling up.
I've made more money than I ever expected to, but I'm putting all of it, and more too, into the new plant for the Brooklyn fans. Of course, it's one thing to have a fine ball club and win a pennant, but to my mind, there's something more important than that about a ball club. I believe the fans should be taken care of. A club should provide a suitable home for its patrons. This home should be in a location that's healthy, it should be safe, and it should be convenient. Charles Hercules Ebbets.
My father used to talk about the building of Ebbets Field. He was 11 years old when they started building Ebbets Field, and he somehow remembered what the hopes were for that whole area of Brooklyn, because he lived right near there, that they would have their own stadium nearby. And he said he used to go by every day and watch another piece of it being put together. So when he first took me there, it was like showing me something that was part of his own history, not just a stadium somewhere else.
So in case y'all missed this, and I know Iron will want to hear this, is the first pitch on the way to Romy Gonzalez is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Gonzalez batting .306, an OPS of .831. Year 1, 97. He's touching the top of the zone. I cannot believe he's not getting any of these calls. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Drifting over, making the catch in center field is Thomas. One away. So Anthopoulos was being interviewed, the Braves GM, and when he was asked about Snicker's future, and I heard this part of it, but man, he danced around the actual question. But he said that, as the first pitch up top to Yoshida, Mrs. Heights wanted out, he said that Snicker will be with the organization forever regardless of what role he is in, which I think kind of tells you, without telling you, that Snicker's stepping down, right? But when asked if he'd prefer Snit to announce his plans early so his career could be celebrated, he said the timing was none of his business. So that's all we got from it today. It's 1-1, misses outside wide 2-1. And I don't think you'll get another statement because we're just a few weeks away from the end of the season. And what do we have here is the 2-1 pitch. Swing, pops it up. Lazy fly ball into center field. Camping out underneath it is Soderstrom. 2 down. You have this Cubs series, and then you've got the Houston series at home. And then we have the final week of the season. So not counting the series we're in right now with the Cubs, is the first pitch is swung on, bounced over to third. That's going to be an easy 5-3, and the Red Sox go down in order. 1-2-3. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the fourth we go. We'll talk about Snicker's future when we return.
Evening, sir. Where are you heading this late at night?
I was on my way to a lecture about alcohol and its effects on the human body and smoking and staying out late at night.
Who gives a lecture about that this late at night?
My wife.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
So, Dad, I think she's the one. I'm gonna marry her.
Tell me you're sorry.
Wait, what? What?
Tell me you're sorry.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm not saying sorry.
Hey, until you can say you're sorry for no reason at all, you're not ready.
Why is baseball, you ask? Because it is like charity. It never faileth. It is always there except on wet grounds. And to the man who is too old to keep up with the attempt to civilize football, and too young to need so soothing a sedative as golf, who works hard when he works, who wants to rest hard when he rests, who wants a drama that is as full of surprises for the actors as it is for the audience, who wants a race that cannot be fixed like a horse race, who is so genuine and American that he wants something to kick about without meaning it, and something to yell about that everyone around him will think more of him for yelling about. To that man, baseball is the one great lifesaver in the good old summertime.
Welcome back. Garrett Crochet fires the first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 96. About letter high, 0-2. 0-2 count. Nick Kurtz, 29 home runs on the year. Just came off the IL recently. He has been an impressive bat. The youngster takes the 0-2 down and away, 1-2. One of those core players that they'll be building around. 1-2. Inside, 2-2. You got to realize when they get to Vegas, they're going to have a lot more money coming in. They're going to be able to compete with some of the bigger markets when it comes to. It wouldn't surprise me if they start locking some of these guys up in the next year or so. The 2-2's popped up. Can of corn over to shortstop. Story's underneath it. He'll make the catch. One away. Back to the Brian Snicker thing. You only have this coming weekend against Houston, if you're not counting the series you're already in. You have that series and two more series. If he wants to make an announcement and get his flowers, as they call it, maybe he would wait until they go on the road so people can anticipate and buy tickets for that last week of the season, people that want to go say goodbye to Snicker. And I've been saying that for 2 years now, that when he retires, he's going to stay in the front office somewhere. As he 0-1 up top. He calls that one a strike, and I'm telling you right now, Morales has to be losing his mind in the dugout because he has given no top zone strikes to Morales all night long. And maybe Todd Titcher doesn't know it, but that kid's a pitcher. He's not some scrub they're pulling up off the bus to fill some innings. The 0-2's down and in, 1-2. 1-2 count. In the dirt, 2-2. I seriously doubt that iron. We'll see what happens, but I would be very, very shocked. There comes a time in every man's life, and he's had plenty. It's time for him to hang him up. The 2-2's fouled away. They need new blood in that clubhouse, too. It's not just Snicker. I want to see new coaches across the board. It's gotten stale. And I don't believe it's all Snicker's fault. I just think it's a combination. The 2-2 misses high, full count. He's got to hang him up, man. He gone. The payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3, 95 on the inner track, and Thomas knew it. 2 down. Two down, that'll bring Jacob Wilson to the plate. Wilson was cruising along, was going to be the obvious AL Rookie of the Year before his injury. It'll be interesting to see what he can put together the rest of this season as the pitch on the way is swung on and he pops it up into center. That's an easy breezy. End of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. 3-0 Boston.
Today we are discussing crazy stats from Jamie Moyer's career. Over his career, he had 33 complete games and 10 shutouts. He is the last pitcher to log a shutout in 4 different decades. His last shutout was with the Phillies on May 7, 2010. With that shutout, he became the oldest pitcher to record a complete game shutout, a record that still stands. One not-so-great record that he holds is most home runs allowed in Major League history. Over his 25-year career, he allowed 522 home runs. When he had retired in 2012, he had faced 8.9% of Major League Baseball hitters ever. By the time he retired, about 19,000 different hitters had played in the majors, and he had faced roughly 1,700 of them. He pitched in 50 different ballparks. He was selected to his first and only All-Star game in 2003 at the age of 40. He never threw much harder than 82 or 83 miles per hour, according to Fangraphs. His changeups were clocked in the mid-60s during his career. One player described his changeup as throwing feathers. You don't think the ball can stay in the air that long. When he made his debut, the Major League minimum was $60,000. Alex Rodriguez made more than that every time he stepped up to the plate from 2001 to the end of his career.
Baseball suits the character of this democratic nation. Democracy is government by persuasion. That means it requires patience. That means it involves a lot of compromise. Democracy is the slow politics of the half-loaf. Baseball is the game of the long season, where small, incremental differences decide who wins and who loses particular games, series, seasons. In baseball, you know going to the ballpark that the chances are you may win, but you also may lose. There's no certainty, no given. You know when a season starts that the best team is going to get beaten a third of the time. The worst team's going to win a third of the time. The argument, over 162 games, that middle third. So it's a game that you can't like if winning's everything. And democracy's that way too.
Welcome back. Luis Morales fires the first pitch to start the top of the 5th. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, fouled down the line. Call it into left field. F7 in your scorecard. One away. Red Sox lead it 3-0. We're in the 5th inning here, the second game of a doubleheader. Thank you for the channel support there, Iron. Man, I wish I could get out to San Diego. I don't know, it could happen. First pitch on the way is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there. 1-1. I lived there for a little bit. I'm trying to think of. It was really close to. What was that called? Was the Chargers Stadium called Qualcomm, or I got that mixed up? The 1-1 swung on, blasted hot, and deep into center, left center field. That's going to get over the track. It's gone. A solo shot. And the Red Sox have taken a 4-0 lead. 422 feet. Yeah, it was Qualcomm. Okay, yeah, Qualcomm. First pitch. On the way to Duran is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled back. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it, swings, slices it through the infield. Diving attempt by the shortstop, Hernandez, but that's going to be a one-out double for Duran. They were playing him on the shift. And the diving attempt. So close, but yet so far away. Got in there into the gap, and man, I'll tell you what, Duran's got some speed. He has got some absolute lightning speed. We saw that a lot in the series that we had with them versus the Braves, and he can just absolutely fly. I can't believe they were even thinking about trading him. They were talking about trading him at the deadline, or at least that was the rumor, and I just never believed it. First pitch up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Duran takes off, and speak of the devil, he just stole third base. I mean, that was ridiculous. Langeliers jumped up. He went to throw down to third base. Nobody was covering it in time. And I don't think he could have gotten him anyway, so it didn't matter. So they'll bring the infield in now. Heck, he might steal home. This kid can fly. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. He was a top prospect. I didn't understand why anybody was talking about trading him. I mean, that kid is so electric. But that's how it is in Boston or New York. You can go into a 3-game hitting slump, and all of a sudden they want to trade you. In fact, they're showing now earlier this year, I guess he did steal home. Who was that against? April 26th? I don't remember seeing that. I must have missed that highlight because you never see anyone steal home anymore. Yeah, it was Qualcomm Stadium. We lived right around an exit or two up from Qualcomm. The 1-2 pops it up. Foul territory, but it'll get out of play. They've got quite a bit of foul territory here behind home plate, much like they did in Oakland. It's not quite that. I mean, Oakland had a lot of foul territory. You could put a whole nother baseball field in their foul territory on each side. The 1-2, down and away. Tried to get him to chase the sweeper, 2-2. 2-2 count. Morales with only 2 strikeouts. 75 pitches. They'd love to get him through the 6th. He's got to buckle down here. The 2-2. Swing! Fouls it away. We'll do it again. Two count. Infield in. Bregman at the plate. 4-0 your score. The pitch. High and out of the zone. 98 miles an hour. Full count. The 3-2. Swing hits it up the middle. And the dragged in infield will cause a run. Danged if you do, if you danged if you don't on that one. And the Red Sox are taking a 5-0 lead. I really don't know what happened when I looked over at the score on the football game that's in the background here in our studio. Last time I looked at that thing, Chicago was dominating the game. I was like, all right, well, that makes sense. They're going to win it. The Vikings have a 10-point lead. The game's about to be in the books. J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings putting it on Chicago. My favorite pick of the day has hit. McCarthy's rushing number. He has 25 rushing yards now. His over-under was 17.5. 16.5 if you got it this weekend, but regardless, it cleared. Trevor Story, the batter, 1 on, 1 out. Slider down and away, misses. It's 1-0. One 0. 96 down and away, 2. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires right there, 97, 2-1. Morales at 81 pitches, so if he's going to get through this inning and the next, he's going to have to get a little more economical. The 2-1, swing, fouls it away, 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it away. 2-2 once again. Two-two's popped up high in the sky, drifting back. Gale off the second baseman. He'll make the catch. 2 down. And is he making a pitching change? Man, that's early. So they're only going to give Morales 81 pitches. He's done. That's it. We'll be back in a flash. 5-0 your score. 82 pitches, and the youngster is cooked.
I decided I'm not working on my anger issues. Y'all need to stop testing me.
I could really use all of the thoughts and prayers and good vibes you could muster, because I'm about to go into a Trader Joe's on a Sunday, so I'm gonna need the power of God behind me.
All right, just wash your hands before you use it. I don't get your germs.
Whoa, washing your hands is healthy? I did it because it felt good. I have so much to learn.
On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
I had a one-night stand last night, and he says to me, "Oh my God, that was amazing. You want to play a game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Have you ever heard of the airplane game?" And I'm like, "Sounds kinky, but no. How do you play that?" And he's like, "You take the off."
After Cleveland's great pitcher Addie Joss died, his fellow ball players staged a benefit game to aid his widow. All the great stars came: Walter Johnson, Smokey Joe Wood, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ty Cobb. The game was a great success. They managed to raise $12,931, but it only increased the players' anxieties. With no pensions of their own, or job security, or grievance procedure with the owners, they felt powerless. They now formed a players' fraternity. It had 2 goals: to rid baseball of the hated reserve clause, and to gain a larger share of the profits for the men who made those profits possible. At first, they got nowhere. The owners simply ignored them.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from the left-hander Basso. Fires it in, a sinker to low. It's 0-1. Brady Basso. Just a couple of innings of work. He's yet to give up an earned run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch off the plate to low. It's 1-1. Infield back and to the right. The 1-1 down and into it. Five runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Athletics. The 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Boston 5, Athletics nothing. Red Sox and A's in a 3-game set. The 2-2, caught looking, strike 3. Punched him out on the outer edge, and that'll end the inning. But up for the Red Sox, have extended their lead by 2 more. It's 5-0. We'll be back in a flash.
Today I'm going to show you how to tie a tie with the help of my gay nephew, Peter Piscitello.
Gay? I'm not gay.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
No, I'm not. Why would you think I was gay?
You ever hear yourself talk, Peter? You're gay.
What are you talking about? This is how I talk.
Peter, you got nothing to be ashamed about. The whole family supports you.
Excuse me, the whole family?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. 2021 Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, and Tommy Edman all won a Gold Glove award. This made the 2021 Cardinals the first team in history to win 5 Gold Glove awards.
So Deshaun Watson blocked me on Twitter. Guess I must have rubbed him the wrong way.
In 1914, a band of rich businessmen, hoping to get in on the baseball action, formed their own league, the Federal League. They began offering big money to big stars, willing to sign up with their teams. They even gave the players the right to become free agents. 81 players were lured to the new league, including Three Finger Brown, Joe Tinker, and Chief Bender. Old ballparks were renovated and new ones built, including one on Chicago's north side that would one day be called Wrigley Field. But the upstart league was a direct challenge to Ban Johnson, who resented the interlopers, just as National League owners had resented him when he launched the American League in 1901. Johnson denounced the competition as pirates and threatened to blacklist any players who jumped to the new league. But to stem the flood of deserting players, he and his owners also raised the salaries of remaining stars and pledged to do better even by average players in the future.
Welcome back. First pitch from Crochet. Right there, first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. This is down and away, 1-1. Garrett Crochet's at 6 strikeouts through 4 innings. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the 96 up top. 1 down. I love any pitcher who does the high leg kick, and this guy's leg kick is about as high as they come. And it just reminds me of the old school deliveries that you don't see much anymore in Major League Baseball. Love watching this kid pitch. I know he's had some controversial things happen over the last year or so about his contract and everything, but nonetheless, he is a phenom. First pitch to Hernandez is a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, slaps it down the first base line. That is going to be trouble. Up against the wall, rolling around. Man, that ball almost got away from the right fielder Sogard. He'll fire it into the infield, and it's a 1-out double. That ball took it got down there in the corner and shot around like a pinball and almost took off on him. That ball gets by him. Weird. It took 2 small bumps off the wall in foul territory. When it came back into fair territory in the corner, it smacked off of, it looked like a crevice and shot off. And luckily for the Red Sox, Sogard was able to snag it like a hockey goalie and keep it from getting by him. First pitch up top for a ball inside to Geloff. Zach Geloff. It's 1-0. Struck out in the 3rd inning his first time up. 1-0. Jackson fires. Up top. 2-0. 2-0 count. Looks back. Brings it. Swing, pops it back, foul, do it again. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Got him with the heat on the outer corner. Two count. Swing, slaps it towards right field, drifting back on the track, making the jumping catch, fires it back into the infield. Runner will tag up and head down to 3rd, but there are 2 away. And Sogard's had himself an inning out there. Ball's taking off on him left and right. Wind is starting to whip out there. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch on the way, 92 inside to Schumann, who's 1-for-1. It's 1-0. Max Schumann, 1-for-1 with a single in the 3rd, batting .209, 2 home runs, 12 RBI. Pitch right there. Sinker at the knees on the outer edge. It's 1-1. One, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Man, hit it again. 1-2 count. Right there. Just misses. 2-2. Red Sox 5. Athletics nothing. The 2-2. Steps out of the box for a second. Now he's set. The 2-2 in the dirt. Tried to get him to chase this sweeper. Did not offer after that hook. Payoff pitch. Swing. Chops it over to second. Should be an easy 4-3. It is, and that'll end the inning. 5-0 your score. We go to the top of the 6th. Red Sox leading in Sacramento.
I'm currently in my era. Because when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like...
You're not out there. You can't be, because I am out there. And if I see you out there, there's not enough voltage in this world to electroshock me back into coherence.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Could somebody explain to me how NASA can get data from 4 billion miles away, but I keep losing my Wi-Fi signal in the kitchen?
The Federal League owners fought back, charging that the major leagues constituted a monopoly, and they sued organized baseball in federal court in Chicago in 1915. The presiding judge was said to be death on trusts, but he was also a baseball fan. He refused to rule quickly, and the months dragged on. Finally, Federal League owners, increasingly strapped for cash after 2 shaky seasons, gave up. The new league collapsed. So did Van Johnson's promises of better pay. Chris Speaker's salary was cut in half. The players were as powerless as they had been before, and still the federal judge had not ruled.
Do you realize that a decision in this case may tear down the very foundations of this game? Any blows at the thing called baseball would be regarded by this court as a blow to a national institution. Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
First pitch swinging. Gonzalez will ground out over to third. 5-3. Close play, but he'll get him in time. One away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Basso's still in to pitch. Good hustle down the line by Gonzalez, by the way. I don't think Basso took to, not Basso. Schumann took too kindly to it, but he was hustling. Lefty-lefty matchup. Yoshida takes a 4-seam fastball at the knees. It's 1-0. Yoshida singled in the second inning, came around to score. Kicks and fires. Bender up top. Called for a high strike. It's 1-1. I mean, if you're Gonzalez, if you're Luis Morales, you're yelling from the dugout, where the hell was that at when I was pitching? The 1-1 swing, slices it foul, 1-2. 24 beers. We used to call that an eye-opener in the restaurant business. Biggest drunks I ever met in my life were restaurant workers. The 1-2. Up high and out of the zone, 2-2. Cut from a different cloth. They would go out and drink. We would go out and drink, get off work around 11 o'clock at night, go out and drink till 5, 6 in the morning, get tore up, be back at work the next morning and do it all over again the next evening. I don't even know how we I don't know how we did it, because I think back on it, man, you're averaging like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night at most. And it's not good sleep, it's that drunk sleep, which no matter what anybody tells you is terrible sleep. You lived off of that and Mountain Dew when you got to work and something you could jam in your mouth, a sandwich or something. That was the only advantage, is that you had the free reign to the kitchen when you got to work. 1-0 count to Rafi Ellis. Swing, chops that over towards third. That's going to roll foul. Almost a really quick inning there by Basso. Pork rinds. Man, I haven't thought about those in years. They were good, though. The 1-1 inside 2-1. I used to make pork rinds at this one joint that I worked at. In the summer, they'd sit you out there by the hot kettle, that hot ass grease, and fry pork rinds in the hot Tennessee sun all day. The 2-1, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. If you were on that station that day, you rotated, because you couldn't keep anybody fully employed if that was going to be their gig every day. So usually got about once a week, and you're just like, oh, here we go. I'm going to sweat today, baby. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike three, punched out right there at the knees, and that'll end the inning. 5-0 your score. Langoliers, Rooker, and Kurtz come to the plate when we return.
I have to go to rehab. So I don't think you need rehab. Kim, I blacked out and climbed into a trash bin.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's your favorite section of the alphabet?
I mean, there's an obvious answer.
Yeah, excluding elemental P.
H-I-J-K.
No, bro, that's the worst one.
H-I-J-K?
H-I-J-K.
It's like, hi, just kidding.
30 years. Okay. Wow, you'll be paying this off in your mid-70s.
All right.
Hey, I got an idea. You know that extra bedroom? If the whole girlfriend thing never happens, that's where the nurse can live.
Okay, all right.
They have work to do, and they should be sleeping or eating, but they would rather do without sleep or without a square meal deliberately eaten than miss a minute of a ball game, even if they go on their night turn in the mill or factory, minus the rest that should be theirs.
Baseball has been a passion of immigrants because it is a way into the United States. It's a kind of citizenship perhaps more authentic than anything which can be on a piece of paper. Sometimes it was the youngster's rebellion against his father becoming less Polish, more American by taking up baseball. But it became an enormously important part of the American identity.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Crochet. Swung on a miss for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Hit your out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-2. Atlanta Braves beat the Cubs 4-1 earlier tonight. Olsen and Ozzie with... I don't think we gave it away, did we? We had to run out of there so quick. Oh, no, we did. We gave Elder the game ball. Olsen and Ozzie with home runs tonight. As the Cubs were actively trying to chase down a wild card spot, take a loss. Twins 6-3 over the Angels. They're in the sixth. The Reds and Padres 3-3. As pitches inside 2-2. 2-2 count. They're in Seattle, and the Mariners lead the Cardinals 4-2. In San Francisco, the Giants 9-4 over the Diamondbacks in the seventh. The 2-2 pitch swung on and banged over towards third. It's going to be a long throw by Bregman, but he will get him on the one hopper by about a step. One away. Rockies lead the Dodgers 1-0 in Los Angeles. And the Guardians 10-2 winners over Kansas City tonight in Cleveland. They were in Miami and South Beach, and the Nationals put a 15-7 score on them. Phillies blanked the Mets 1-0, and the Rangers blanked the Brewers 5-0. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard. 0-1 count to Brent Rooker as he takes a hack at the first pitch. He's 0 for 2 with the ground out and a line out. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-0. Coming into tonight's action, American League wild card, the Red Sox are a game and a half behind the Yankees for the top spot in the AL wild card. 1-1 right there at the knees. It's 1-2. They have a 3.5 game lead over Seattle for the last spot. And Seattle has a 1 game lead over Texas and a 2 game lead over Cleveland. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Kansas City and Tampa Bay, they're still kind of hanging around there. The Royals are 2.5 back, the final wild card, and Tampa Bay 4. But if you're Tampa Bay or Kansas City, you've got a lot of teams to jump. You're going to have to get scorching hot down the stretch to make that run. Good to see you, Ladarius. First pitch is off the edge. Kurtz, lefty, it's 1-0. 1-0. Down below the knees, 2-0. In the National League wild card, things are really starting to come into shape. Cubs have a 5 game lead on the final wild card spot over the Mets. They're 2.5 in front of San Diego, who has the number 2 spot at the wild card. 2-0 right there at the knees, 2-1. So as it stands, Cubs have the first spot, San Diego the second, and the Mets the third and final spot in the wild card race. 2-1 swing and a miss. It's 2-2. San Francisco and Cincinnati are both 3.5 out for the final wild card slot. Arizona and St. Louis hanging around as well, 4 out apiece. But once again, now they're just going to get hot. They got to jump several teams. It doesn't look likely. The 2-2 swing, lifts it down the line towards left field corner, making the catch in left field is Duran. That'll end the inning. A's go down in order. We'll be back in a flash. 5-0 your score here in Sacramento.
I'm your Uber driver. Get in.
I didn't order an Uber.
We've got one now.
I'm good, bro.
Oh my God. Get in.
Or wait. All right, guess what, guys? We made a football team. We're calling it the Buffalo Bills. Oh, that is very cool. What's our mascot going to be? Bill? Who's Bill? No, the mascot's a buffalo. But you said we're the Bills. Yeah, the logo is a buffalo. Right, and we're in Buffalo. But we're the Bills, you said. Right. Well, why don't we just be the Buffaloes? Well, then we'd be the Buffalo Buffaloes. Yeah. It's a little too much buffalo. We're the Buffalo Bills, okay? We're named after Buffalo Bill Cody. He's a legendary bison hunter. Wait, so we're naming our mascot after a guy that used to kill our mascot? Technically, yes. Maybe there's a guy that kills dolphins. That makes more sense. That's illegal. He's Bill. What if we call him Billy? You know, it's a little more kid-friendly. Okay, sure. Okay, how about full name William Buffalo, but he goes by Bill, socially. All right, we don't need a full backstory. Listen, it's cold up here. We're going to build a dome to play in, right? No. We thought it through. It should be fine.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Companies of every kind promoted baseball for their workers. Management believed it encouraged teamwork, provided a healthy way to fill spare time that might otherwise be devoted to labor agitation, and taught immigrant workers how to be real Americans. Nearly every industry had a league: railroads, steel, electricity, coal and iron, textiles, meat packing, automobiles, and thousands of workers came out for factory games on the weekends.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a ball off that first strike. It's 1-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Basso back to work. The 1-1. Outside wide 2-1. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Right there at the knees. Good 92-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Full count. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Blew it right by him up top. About letter high. Narvaez, the number 9 hitter, comes to the dish. Takes the bender down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Pitch on the way. Swing, slaps it through the infield. That's through for a base hit. And the Red Sox one out single for the Red Sox as they lead 5-0. Lefty-lefty matchup now as we flip the order over. Jaron Duran, the batter. First pitch on the way is just off the plate. It's 1-0. Basso looks over to first, brings it, 91, a little below the knees, but got the call. 1-1. One count, swing, fouls it back, 1-2. Red Sox 5, A's nothing. Top of the 7th. The 1-2. High and out of the zone, 92 miles an hour, 2-2. Sean Newcomb plays on this team, Braves fans. I don't know if y'all know that or not. The 2-2. Swing, chops, and foul. Will do it again. He is on the active roster. He is now 32 years old. And in some ways, it seems like he ought to be a lot older, but in other ways, to me, he's still a kid. Because when we saw him last on a regular basis, he was in his mid-20s. The 2-2. Chops it over towards second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 rally killing inning-ending double play. We'll be back in a flash. 7th inning we go. Time to stretch. Welcome back. Tell you what, they're going to have a really fun September in the American League East. The Red Sox are 3.5 games behind Toronto for the division. The Yankees are in the middle, 2 back of Toronto. More on that in a second. First pitch on the way from Crochet. That ball's popped up over by the dugout. That ball's going to be caught. 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out. Crochet with 8 strikeouts tonight. Detroit is cruising, so they're going to win the Central by a lot. Now you've got Houston 2.5 and 3.5 in front of Seattle and Texas. It's the first pitch on the way, 96 right down the pipe. It's on 1. And in the National League, the Phillies are now 8 games in front of the Mets after the win tonight as they go 1 swing and a miss. It's on 2. And Milwaukee should cruise to 7.5 game lead over the Cubs. The Dodgers and Padres, though, it is not over. The Dodgers have a 1 game lead over San Diego. And I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that, or the fact that San Francisco creeping back into the wild card race. The 0-2 caught like a strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 98 on the inner cut. 2 down. In the National League, unless they collapse, Milwaukee's going to be getting the number 1 seed in Major League Baseball. They have 89 wins. The only team's even close to them is First pitch on the way to Soderson is a swing and fouls it straight back. It's on 1. The 0-1. Down and away, 92 in the dirt. Cutter, 1-0. They have 89 wins over the Dodgers 79 and Philadelphia's 84, so it's not likely they get caught. And if you're looking at the big picture as the 1-1, right there at the knees didn't get the call. It's 2-0. They have 89 wins versus the most wins in the American League are 82 with Detroit and Toronto. 2-1 count. Swing, chops it foul, 2-2. He could get to 10 strikeouts if he could punch out. Wouldn't it be poetic to get your 10th strikeout on your 100th pitch? That's what he's staring at right here. 99 pitches in, a 2-2 count. Winds up and brings it. Swing, fouls it back, we'll do it again. So if it ended today, this is your American League playoff standing settings. Matchups, I guess I should say. Sorry, I'm going crazy here. The 2-2. God, look at strike 3. Got the punchy number 10. Garrett Crochet doing some things. 5-0 your score. We'll be back in a flash.
You ladies don't start letting that car warm up when you start it. I'm gonna call you daddy. I'm gonna call your uncle. I'm gonna call somebody. Y'all just start that thing and off to the races.
I swear, some of y'all need to stop thinking that you're all that. For f***'s sake, you ain't even all there.
Could you imagine how hot I'd be if I ate right and took care of my body? I mean, I ain't gonna do it, but could you imagine?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but they're mean to you because you're pretty.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because I'm a bitch.
Guess what? We played basketball in gym today.
I love basketball.
It was 5-on-5.
Did you guys win?
Well, it was tied with like 10 seconds left in the game.
Nice.
And I was over there. I was like, Kevin, because Kevin had the ball. I was like, throw me the ball. I'm open. And he didn't see me, so I ran to the top. I was like, I'm open, Kevin. And then everybody on my team was like, Kevin, Derek's open. And he threw it to me, and I looked at the time, and it's running down, and it's like 3-2. And I just closed my eyes, and I just throw the ball up.
And
it went over the backboard.
Hey, I'm not going to make it in today. Sorry about that.
Why not? We really need you here today.
Hey, listen here. I woke up feeling great. And at my age, that doesn't happen too often. So I sure as hell ain't going to waste the day there.
On September 20th, 1914, more than 100,000 people filled Cleveland's Brookside Stadium to see the Telling Strollers beat the Hannah Cleaners 8-3.
The ones I remember are the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, who were semi-pro, I guess they were called in those days. And they had jobs around town, but the main thing they did was play baseball. And they were a tobacco-chewing crowd, and men were fearful that their daughters might go out with one of them and that kind of thing. So they hung around the pool hall a lot when they weren't working or playing baseball. And they were all looking forward to a career.
Welcome back. Five 5-0 your score, top of the 8th. We had him before, and I can't remember how you pronounce his name because it's not how it looks. Scott McGough. I think it's McGuff. It's not how I want to call it, how I want to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's Scott McGuff. I thought I was seeing things, so there's something wrong with the second base. They're replacing it right now. That's what the delay is. I looked out there, and I saw it on the monitor, but I thought that was like an old clip or something. Them showing, I don't know what could have happened, but the base itself must have been jacked up because. All right, we're good to go. Maybe the base of the base of the base that keeps it locked into the field. Maybe it cracked or something. For some reason, it was moving around, I guess, and that's why they're changing it up. All right, here we go. Top of the 8th. Red Sox lead it 5-0. Righty-righty matchup. Bregman, the batter. First pitch on the way. Swing. Sizzles it back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Misses high, 1-1. One count. Hits the slider there on the outer track, 1-2. Tuesday night, you'll see the Braves and the Cubs back at it on Braves Country Radio. It's supposed to be Spencer Strider night. As far as I know, they haven't changed. I've been looking for updates to see if they've done anything to change the pitching lineup. It's supposed to be Strider then Sale, but we all know how that's been going. Seems like they always buy an extra day, which would push Sale to Friday. The 2-2 swing. That ball's banged into center field, through for a base hit. You know, one of the biggest narratives for the Red Sox, Alex Bregman, who's had a fantastic year with the Red Sox, he has an opt-out. And whether or not he's going to opt out and try to force the Red Sox hand in the offseason, I think he probably will. He's the first pitch outside to Story for a ball. It's 1-0. They got a couple of righties warming up in the pen. So that will officially close the books on Crochet, you would think. As the 1-0 banged down the line, it's 1-1. Crochet finished with 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed. Another dominant performance, no runs. One count. Right there at the knees, 1-2. Seattle still leads St. Louis 4-2. They're in the 9th, but St. Louis has brought the tying run to the plate. Munoz is on to try to close it out. 1-2 count. I'm interested to see that Alexis Diaz and see if the Braves can turn him around. If they could find him and Kim off the trash heap, that's some good GMing. The 1-2, that ball's going to drop down into right field. That's down for a base hit, and the runner will go first to third, and the Red Sox are in business. A double by Story. He's had himself a night. Trevor Story, 2 for 4 now with a home run and a double, an RBI, and a course of runs scored. And they got runners on second and third, nobody out. So back to what I was going to tell you about with the playoffs. Braves just trying to win a game. The MLB playoff, MLB postseason, they like to call it. As the first pitch on the way is inside for a ball, it's 1-0. That was the entire. You know what? That was the entire summer here in Braves country. We'd be just trying to win a game, and everyone would be talking about the playoffs. And you know it's true. The 1-0 misses, 2-0. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. What did I ever do with that? Here it is. I'll save the one tomorrow for who is it that has the birthday with me tomorrow? As the 2-0 swing and miss, 2-1. The 2-1 count. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Happy birthday!
2-2 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Runners at second and third. Down and in. Full count. Standing on deck. My puppy's running around excited. Probably because she knows that her birthday's in just 24 hours, and that's the one that really matters in this house. Full count. The payoff pitch. Did he get a hold of it? No, I guess it was a swing and a miss. Ball rolls away. They'll throw it down to first. One down. Thought he got a piece of that. That was a weird. He swung and he missed and then just kind of rolled away. Flattened out. He must have gotten trapped by got trapped by the catcher. First pitch on the way is 88 off the plate to Gonzalez. It's 1-0. Appreciate all the kind words, y'all. But yeah, that was literally, I thought about that as the 1-0 swing and a miss 1-1. Thought about that around June where everyone would be in the chat going, well, how many games are we out from the playoffs? And all I could think is, playoffs? We're just trying to win a damn game, right? We'd be on a 9-game losing streak and everyone would want to know how many games we are out of the playoffs. The 1-1 chops it over the head of the infield defense. Here comes the run home to score. It is 6-0. I believe they held the run. They did hold the runner at third. So runners on the corners, one out, but it is now 6-0 here in the 8th. High chopper. Baltimore chopper over the head of the shortstop. Hernandez. It'll be an RBI single for Gonzalez. He's now 1 for 4. Mariners did hold on. They got the W 4-2 against St. Louis. It's tied 3-3 if you don't want the Mets in the playoffs. Cincinnati is your best hope. They're tied at 3 down in San Diego, I guess I should say, if we're up here in Sacramento. Runners on the corners, 1 out, the 1-0. Check swing, did he go around? He did, 1-1. Yoshida, 1 for 3 on the day. Try to keep you up to date on what's going on there. Next week, the doubleheader is going to be the Braves. The Braves are doing a doubleheader on Tuesday. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. We're taking on, it is a split doubleheader next Tuesday. It is a 1 o'clock and a 6:45 game against Washington. It is in Washington. The final week, we're going to play that by ear. It's going to come down to a game that means something in the standings. As the 1-2 swing lifts it into left field, into center field. That's through for a base hit, and there's now 7-0 Red Sox. Seven nothing your score. They're going to have a powwow on the mound. That looks like it's the pitching coach. Runners at first and second. Still 1 out. Rafaela, the batter. My best guess, let's see, looking at the schedule, Nick, or the last week of the season, and who would most likely be our doubleheader. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Some interesting options. So the Braves on that Friday, they're playing at 7:15. We may not be able to get the game like right at the start, but kind of tail into it as we end. As the 1-1 swing and a miss, it's 1-2. There's some interesting options. Games that might mean something. I don't know if people have looked at the schedule, but the Mariners host the Dodgers the final weekend. That could mean something to both of those teams. The 1-2 swing lifted. High into center field. Drifting in, making the catch is Thomas. He'll fire it into the infield, 2 down. But then you have a couple other options that if the games are still going, Reds are at the Brewers. The Cardinals are at the Cubs on that Friday afternoon. I would love to do that. I just don't think it's going to matter. I think the Cubs are going to have it wrapped up. I think the Cardinals are going to be getting ready to go play some golf somewhere. So the only other options that I'm looking at would be like on that Wednesday or first pitch on the way is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The Braves play a 12:15 game on that Wednesday. And we may be able to bring you Brewers Padres. That could be a lot of fun too, as the double dip. It really depend on where the standings are. The 1-0 chops a foul, 1-1. And what we're thinking about doing, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm going to try it. That final game, final day of the season, when everybody's playing at 3 o'clock, depending on if there are any games that are worth the hoot that are like going to decide if teams make it into the playoffs, we're seriously thinking about bouncing around with keeping the Braves game in mind and keeping the Braves play-by-play, but bouncing back and forth every half inning to another game. We're just going to have to see how that plays out. Because it doesn't happen often, but there are times where you get to that final game of the season and everything is sewn up and it doesn't matter. And then we'll just stick with the Braves game. Nick Sogard on a 2-1 count. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. The pitch. Swing just got a piece of it, 2-2. Yeah, that's the game I'm leaning towards. James, most likely that's what happens is that Wednesday doubleheader because it works out perfectly because Braves and Nationals play at noon that day, which means they'll be done and we should be able to give you the whole 9 yards assuming weather. Brewers Padres. The 2-2 swing lifts it high into left field. That should end the inning. It does, but not before the Red Sox put a couple more on the board. It's 7-0. We're going to the bottom of the 8th.
Do I understand that there are consequences to my actions? Yes, but am I still going to act absolutely flabbergasted when there are consequences to my actions? Yes.
Friendly reminder that you are not a hot mess. You're a spicy disaster.
So I got jury duty. I'm not going. That sounds stupid. So you're telling me there's a guy who did a crime and you need me to show up so you can convince me whether or not he did it? I didn't go to law school. I'm just confused because, why isn't it a job? Why don't you just hire jury people full time? And why can't you just get, an associate's degree in jury tutoring? Why do we have to grab randos off the street? Why do I have to convince a Lifetime Fitness front desk employee, an Arby's shift lead, and a librarian that I'm not guilty for murder?
I don't care if you don't like me. The voices in my head do.
and we party pretty hard.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Y'all, can somebody explain to me why we buy brand new clothes to go out of town and them people ain't even seen our old clothes?
Women workers demanded to play too, and soon the Goodyear girls, the Westinghouse maids, and the Miller Rubber maids took the field. At progressive Sing Sing prison on the Hudson River, convicts played and beat visiting teams made up of electrical workers, insurance salesmen, and stock exchange clerks. I want to go back to Sing Sing, one ex-con remembered. Down here, I'm just a bum, but up there, I was on the ball team.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. 7-0 your score. I just got the first gifts. His first pitch on the way is a check swing down the first base line. It's going to be an easy G3 in your scorecard. One down. Zach Kelly, the reliever, coming on the Red Sox as they lead it 5-0. I got college football 26 and Madden 26. Not too shabby. First pitch on the way is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. I never have the new games. I always wait to buy the old games like a year later. The 0-1. Swing, rips it over to short. 6-3 put out. One down. I'll tell you all the best part of the gift tomorrow night. Seven nothing your score. 2 down. First pitch on the way to Schumann is a swing and a miss. This guy's got pretty good stuff. Why is his ERA at over 5? It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. One count in the dirt. 2-1. Yeah, this will probably be the last of the West Coast doubleheaders. Because next week we're doing the one with Washington, and then the week after that, I think it's going to be that Wednesday doubleheader. The 2-1 pops it up high in the sky. Coming in, making the fair catch is Raphael, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 9th inning. About to wrap one up here in the capital of Cali.
Hey, to all my parents out there, I just want y'all to know y'all not crazy. Them kids be throwing your forks and spoons away.
If you thought the homeless were running San Francisco now, did you know one of once Emperor of America? Meet America's Emperor. Norton was a Jewish fellow from England who arrived in San Francisco as a businessman. He did well for himself until 1852 when he made a bold move to try and corner the market on rice during trade bans, which blew up in his face. It broke him financially and mentally, so he'd write a manifesto. At the end of it, he declared himself Emperor of the United States. As a joke, a San Francisco newspaper ran the manifesto, and there you have it. America has a self-proclaimed emperor, his name is Norton, and he lives in a boarding house. Less than a month into his reign, he actually put out a proclamation where he abolished Congress on behalf of the American people. After that, he abolished the two-party system and ordered General Winfield Scott to use suitable force to clear the halls of Congress. Norton wore a blue uniform of a Union general with gold epaulets and a rusty battle saber, and never paid take the ferry as part of his executive privilege. Soon he began printing his own currency with his face on it, and on the 1870 census, Norton listed his occupation as emperor. The emperor also wrote letters to Queen Victoria of England, explaining to her why a marriage to him would help strengthen the relationship between England and America. There you have it. Norton, Emperor of America.
Here he comes again.
Hey, my nephew you've been talking about, he's 3 for 3 right.
Is that right?
That's right.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
ThingsThatDidn'tHappen.com.
Really?
Yep. You know, baseball's not for everyone, man. You know, sign him up for karate or something. All I see is swinging at air.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by our mystery sponsor, a product that is so good that they're paying us to keep anyone from associating it with this program.
George Stallings was the manager of the Miracle Braves of 1914, who went from last place on July 4th to winning the pennant and eventually the World Series against the highly favored Athletics. But when he was dying, so the story goes, one of the would-be, soon-to-be mourners said, "George, what's killing you?" Stallings replied, "Bases on balls."
Welcome back. Top of the ninth we go. Red Sox lead it 7-0. What are y'all talking about? You got me so confused. Your comments. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Red Sox lead at 7-0. Top of the ninth. Carlos Narvaez, the batter, the 0-1. Swing and fouls it away. It's 0-2. (0-2) count. Swing, rips it over to third. That should be an easy 5-3. It is. One down. No, I'm just looking at, well, I say it's not really the last of the West Coast doubleheaders because when we hit the playoffs, I'm sure there's going to be at least one or two. But I was talking about during the regular season because next week the doubleheader is Washington, and that's a day-night split with the Braves. And then the week after that, I believe it looks like we're going to do the Wednesday game after Braves Nats. So it's at 12. That game's at like 4 o'clock. So technically it'll be West Coast, but it'll be like 4 o'clock first pitch. The 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. People are usually a lot more chatty during the daytime doubleheaders, mainly because they trying not to work. They're just chatting away from their cubicle. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get that that report in. Just let me bang this out a little bit. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. McGuff. 2 strikeouts on the night. When we hit the postseason in October, first pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. We're going to be doing the games Monday through Friday, whatever falls on Monday through Friday, and then play the later part of the postseason by ear. The big thing is if I don't get, is the 0-1 chops it over to third, 5-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Talk about that when we return, but essentially there's not enough radio stations that will pick them up if there's a big football game going on.
I've been feeling kind of down today, so I'm just going to go to the gas station, let the crackheads tell me I look like Beyonce. You may not see it, but them see it, especially for $2.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
He never complained, never alibied. He was never known to criticize a teammate or call an opposing ball player lucky. He accepted his great success modestly and the many vicissitudes of his life in silence. He was easy to like and hard to know. New York World Telegraph.
If Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson had a challenger for the title of best pitcher in baseball, it was a troubled young right-hander named Grover Cleveland Alexander, a Nebraska farm boy, the son and grandson of alcoholics, and one of 13 children. He had honed his startling accuracy by hurling rocks to kill birds to help feed his family. He was a minor league star at 22 when a shortstop's throw to first hit him squarely between the eyes. He was unconscious for 2 days, then stricken with double vision. He kept throwing anyway, and after months of relentless work, his vision suddenly and mysteriously cleared, though he remained subject to epileptic seizures for the rest of his life.
Welcome back. First pitch here to start off the bottom of the ninth inning. We got a lefty-righty matchup. They got Murphy in now. I thought that dude went on the IL. First pitch on the way. Left-hander brings. That looked like a strike. Langlier's got a little charity there. It's 1-0. The 1-0. He would be sending me messages as the 1-0 pops it up high in the sky. Caught out there in right field. F9, your scorecard went away. He'd be sending me messages complaining about the high patrol. I was like, well, turn your alerts off. I don't get the alerts. I don't care about it. Well, no, because we need to know if because I guess they would get some that were spam too, and so they got tired of that, and so they were worried about the overall look of it. And I was like, dude, just turn your alerts off. Who cares a crap if someone's putting a hello in there at 7 a.m. Because they were getting some early ones. Some of those guys were putting them at like 7 a.m. Eastern on a game that was starting at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The 0-1 out there on the outer edge, it's 0-2. And most of them go to bed pretty late in the radio industry. So they're like, their head's just hitting the pillow and they're getting ding, ding. It's like, why do you care? Is the 0-2. Swing, comebacker. Line drive, atom ball. Murphy makes the catch. L3 in your scorecard, or L1 in your scorecard. It's late, 2 away. It was primarily, and when they first started, he was not a member, and then someone gifted him a membership. So then he finally turned it off. By then, they said, you know what, we're just going to keep it the way it is, and set an alarm. I think they normally turn it on, or tell me to turn it on. It's usually about a half hour before the game starts, somewhere in that neighborhood. But that's what started it. Because I'm telling you, it wasn't more than a day or so after that they set that up that they found out that he gotten gifted a membership. And I got an email from a few going, are you kidding me right now with this? Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. And it just made me laugh because it's just like, and I got friends all over the place that they constantly have alerts on their phones as the 1-2 just misses outside wide. Constantly have alerts on their phones from the dumbest things, from Facebook and all that junk, right? Their phone's constantly blowing up. Like, why do you care about any of that crap? Go into the app when you get a chance. The 2-2's banged on the ground. They're going to flip it over to first, and that'll end it. Red Sox win 7-0. What we thought was going to be a pitcher's duel, well, it was a one-sided pitcher's duel. Garrett Crochet would get the game ball. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed, no runs. And the Red Sox cruise to a 7-0 win fitting on a Monday night. Monday night baseball doubleheader. Y'all have a great one. And we will see you tomorrow. Actually, we'll see you today Was it 7:15 first pitch? Braves versus Cubs, and we believe we're finally going to get to see Spencer Strider pitch for the first time in over a week. Y'all have a great one. Great chatting with those of y'all who were here, and thanks for the well wishes for the birthday.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.